Voting has closed in Italy's two-day referendum on judicial reform, a ballot that has transformed into a broader judgment on Giorgia Meloni's government. Meloni's hard-right government wants to change Italy's constitution to separate the role of judges and prosecutors and reform their oversight body. The Prime Minister says the plan is essential to guarantee impartiality. Critics, though, condemn it as a political power grab that fails to address the real challenges in the justice system, from years-long trials to prison overcrowding. Well, for more on this, we can cross live to France 24's Seema Gupta in Rome. Seema, I understand that we're getting some exit polls. What can we make of them, including the turnout in this vote?
Well, essentially what we do know so far is that the polls have closed and the exit polls are really showing that it's, as those famous lines go, too close to call. The no vote, those against the reform, are slightly ahead. According to one poll, some 51.5%, whereas the yes vote that wants to push through these judicial reforms at 48.5%. And so really it's within the margin of error and it's too close to decide whether this is true. One also has to remember that these exit polls don't take into consideration how the Italians abroad may have voted. There are some 5 million or so Italians abroad that are eligible to vote. As to how many actually did and how they voted, we still won't know. So we'll have to see how things will progress in the coming hours, if you like, because of course these are exit polls. They're just projections and they're not the actual votes that people make. Now, it's a yes-no vote. So in that sense, it's fairly simple to count, but you have to count in the polling stations throughout the country. So for now, it seems as if the no vote is slightly ahead, but that's slightly ahead within the margin of error. So we still do not have any clarity as to how this referendum will pan itself out.
All right, lots of unknowns then, Seema, but what could this mean? What could we speculate could happen next for Giorgia Meloni?
Well, one of the things that we can grab from this exit poll result is that clearly the country is very divided. You've got those that support the reforms and maybe support Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni as well, because this referendum, although it's about reforming the judiciary, it's been very complex and technical. And so it simply has become a referendum on Meloni herself. So whether or not the yes camp has succeeded in bringing out the voters, we have seen relatively higher turnout this time round as compared to other referendums. But will this translate into actually yes votes for Miss Meloni? That's what was thought in the beginning. But could it also possibly mean that the no camp that is very much against this referendum, really pushing very hard, maybe they succeeded in getting those people out, and so maybe they will be in the position to win. So it's very clear it's divided, but it is really coming out to be a referendum on the government, this right-wing government, and the Prime Minister herself, despite the fact that she has made it very clear if the no vote wins, she has no intentions of stepping down. She will complete her mandate, which general elections are scheduled in 2027, but this will be a blow to her. She has been in power for 3.5 years. She's been ruling with relative stability when it comes to Italian politics and prides herself on this stability. And so this, if the no vote wins, it will be a crack, if you like, on her standing, and it will have an impact on what else she can do in the remaining part of her mandate. However, if it is still a yes vote, because we'll have to see as well in terms of the actual counts and, of course, how the Italians abroad have voted, if it is a yes vote, it will definitely be a boost for her as she heads into those general elections next year.